towards Kanavi, who on the red side with top esports ban away the Vi and that Scion so far.
Yeah, so the top lane power picks are out. Gwen, Jason, Rumble, that trifecta. That then brings you down to things like the Renekton, which has been banned away. The tanks, of course, and then Ambessa. So where will our prios go for IG and top esports? The AD pool as well. We're kind of at the point where it's hyper carries to likely make their way in, but Lilia actually slips through. It's been banned on blue side the entire series long, and Jiejie will get his hands on that, and Kanavi. Whilst you can certainly get circles cleared around you, is the way that I usually put it in this one-to-one jungle matchup. There is no doubting the power of this Skarner and the shenanigans it can get up to. And I mean, it's something that honestly, I think, in comparison, IG would have loved to have had over the Sejuani last game when they had that misfortune. But there is that Ambessa. We spoke about it being, you know, kind of the next best thing in that top lane pool. And I do suspect the Skarner will probably come through. It's just that they don't necessarily have to pick it now if they want a priority pick on something else. But if they want to kind of keep their cards close to their chest, let IG reveal a little bit more, and then maybe get a counter pick out of one of those two picks, they can certainly go for the Skarner now, and they do.
I really like the Skarner. You want to try to build a comp around it a little bit, utilize the time that the Impale buys you, but you also just have so much lockdown now, so much access into backlines from both of the early picks from top esports. Now for IG trying to set up for success, a couple picks still left open. Obviously, we've seen a lot of focus around the tanks and top side. The Yorick would be a big one here if they want to go for some side lane pressure again for TheShy, and he will lock it in.
Okay, I'm actually not super well versed on Yorick and Bessa, so this will be a little bit of a journey. My expectation would be that Yorick has a relatively decent time in the early levels. Post level 6 between level 11, and Bessa has a very, very advantageous time, especially on one item, and then beyond that it becomes a bit more of a skill matchup as Gala gets his hands on.
You have to expect he's gonna use the skin, right? Like you have to.
He probably will, and it's almost undoubtedly his most famous champion, the Kai'Sa, and I think he will, if I had to wager a guess, use the IG skin just to taunt JackeyLove a little bit, as Creme on Ahri wouldn't be too bad, but I like this way a little bit more as a hover, and I like that it's been locked in. The kind of medium-esque range of IG so far, it's a hard sell to even say medium. It's very short-ranged. In something like a Hui would be very, very potent. And, you know, if Kanavi's able to get, you know, a massive 3-man grab, and then Creme gets an ultimate in there, it starts to get real nasty for IG. Very good anti-dive mage as well. Hui, people do tend to sleep on it, as now engage options stripped away. So much utility.
Yeah, and it's something that I feel like people don't respect enough on the Hui, especially against somebody who can really utilize Hui to their fullest ability. But now in the second phase, it is that Nautilus, like you said, the Renata as that answer to take away some of the dive potential that would, or I guess the anti-dive potential that top esports would be looking to go for into the Kai'Sa, into the Lilia. You got to expect, though, maybe some more of the supportal ban coming through in the final parts of this. But right now, the core key by top esports taking away some of the flexibility at least of this team.
Is this an Ashe out of JackeyLove? I feel like you've got just about enough damage, and you would love another form of non-committal engage here. I think it might be one of their stronger options. Lulu banned away. I mean, again, there are obvious other things like, you know, let's say your Zeri, your Jinx, like the other hyper carries. And certainly you can just go, you know, scaling for scaling there. Sivir as well, actually. True. Wouldn't be too bad here, given the lack of range currently showing on IG's side. Do they want to support here? Oh, it's Lucian Nami. Okay. That can
Lucian Nami, Lucian Melio.
Yeah, I would anticipate that it will be Melio. IG obviously, it does kind of depend on what support they lock in. I think that will really give us our answer. A lot of fun hovers, of course, but the expectation would be something a little bit more going. Actually, Naught's out. So now that I think about it, it might end up being an Enchanter paired up with this Kai'Sa. Orianna.
So I'm just going to say this is what, remember I said at the beginning, I've said multiple times, rookie bodied Creme in game 3 of that first series. It was on the Orianna. So he's going to whip it back out, go with the mental damage onto Creme. Maybe the way is enough to counteract it here, though. Rookie will be on the Orianna.
I like this hobby, you know. I actually don't think it's that bad a blind. I think a lot of the options that Crisp likely has. Yeah. Let's go back to this one.
Let's go. Let's
now
go.
It puts pressure on Crisp because it's like, cool, I can go Nami or Milio, but those champs suck into Blitzcrank, right? Inside a lane. It is a miserable time. So do you go something a little bit more out there, a little bit more neutral? The Rakan has made its way through. And in fairness, I'm surprised IG didn't just blind it themselves.
Oh, he went the Nami.
They still go the Nami. All right, so top esports have what, in theory, should still be a winning 2v2 in the bottom lane, but a Blitzcrank hook can always change the outlook of that 2v2. A mid lane which is very back and forth and very much just a wave clear off until, you know, items are in. A very potentially explosive jungle matchup, and a 1v1 in the top lane, which post level 6 has the ability to be super volatile, but certainly leans in the favor of Ambessa. I would almost bet on more times than not. It's an exciting set of drafts here.
I feel like for top esports, their draft makes more sense together. The other side of things for IG, it definitely feels like some different pieces being kind of put together into a zombification of some sort, but there's still a lot of strength, right? Like, Kai'Sa is a lethal carry here, not only for Gala, but across the league itself, in trying to find these advantages. I mean, we have seen a lot of strength come through from IG in these pivotal moments. Yes, dropping in that last game itself, but you have to also remember this is a team that's been struggling recently, but found their form in game 1 against top esports.
Yeah, I think what makes this draft, as you say, a zombification is that, again, IG have a side laner for TheShy, right? And in this case, the Yurik. Obviously, the Yurik was picked up very early in the draft. So, you know, in this context, you would have liked to have seen maybe a draft that is then from that point on actually supplementing this Yurik. But it kind of didn't end up doing that, right? So now it's a bit weird. They've got Yurik, who probably wins the side lane in the scaling department. But at the end of the day, IG have a remainder of a composition that is pretty happy to team fight. So let's get into it. Game number 3. It's another awkward draft out of IG, but they are on blue side this time.
Game 3, and as we get into it, remember a legendary matchup between IG and top esports, one called the Shinobi Wars, as we've seen over time from all those days back then of them being turned into Naruto characters.
I was about to say, I recall the Naruto graphics.
Yeah, we played it a lot. We decided not to do this time around. We've done it a lot, but it is going to be Gala taking JackeyLove's Kai'Sa skin. Going into himself. It is going to be the lethal tempo Kai'Sa going into the electrocute Lucian. But more importantly, we have to look at these junglers. Been a big undercurrent to this series. Jiejie getting the better of Kanavi in game number 1. Getting a bit of the better of the entirety of IG in game number 2. And now opposite side starts to start game 3.
Kanavi will be pathing down towards his bottom side of the map. Oh, it's an opposite side start because Jiejie is going for an invade. It's going to be on a ward, but it's going to really make Kanavi's pathing a bit awkward. Meiko is he's thirsty.
He is.
He's thirsty!
Flash play onto him, going for the full head up onto JackeyLove. Gets about half his health, but now Meiko slowed down himself. Going to get chunked on the way back. Creme having trouble in mid lane. Going down sub 100 health now, potentially bopped out. Gonna have to flash. And what did I say? The mental advantage of the Orianna rookie over Creme coming up big in game 3 already.
I mean, rookie is known for a lot of champions, right? It's a lengthy list, but there's a reason why Orianna is on that list. Oh man, is Jiejie really gonna be able to get a gank off?
Oh, Swirlsea did connect. They got the slow, but now he's in trouble. JackeyLove, I thought maybe going for flash. Now Meiko going in, though. The grab combo. Chris had the flash out, too. Getting down low. Last auto. Gala gets the kill. Now here comes Kanavi to make the difference. Going into a 2v3. Dashing, flashing. JackeyLove is going to get the kill, too. And trying to buff off big onto Meiko, too. JackeyLove once more. He's going to step up. The electrocute does end up getting procced, but Top Esports showing some hands here early in game 3.
Goodness me. Mazel, I don't know why Jiejie did that. He's going to try and give the kill over to Jackie, and he does. That's 2 kills over to Lucian. That is a catastrophe. Catastrophe. I'm dumbstruck. Genuinely. Jiejie had the 2 free camps of the blue buff and the Creme, but just this slight, it's hard to even call this an overextension, frankly. Baits Jiejie in. Meiko still wants to play. Finds the hook great onto Chris, but then the flash forward and commit. And Gala finds everything, right? W, the auto is great. Kanavi goes on to Jiejie here, and it's actually the perfect target. He's able to find this Q, and he knows if Nami dies, it's not the worst thing in the world, as long as Lucian doesn't. Things are fine. It's the kind of thing that can almost lose you a game. now that Lucian's back with a Caulfield, bunch of extra AD over Gala. Yes, he doesn't have flash, but no one in the bot lane has flash. So it's not really the worst thing in the world. He's going to be able to just pilot this one out, stats to stats, and they're very, very happy. Jiejie at the very least will return.
That minion just got grabbed out of nowhere. That did not look like it was going to hit. It hit anyways. I think Creme's going to be counting his lucky stars.
That he is. Probably is going to steal away these Krugs to kind of make up for the Creme. Looks like he also wants red. Meiko is only level 2.
God, he's 2 levels down now. Almost level 3, so about a level and a half.
This is weird. Meiko can no, a little bit too late. Maybe get that rocket grab off. And now Jiejie, there's a ping to the Raptors. Jiejie is going to run all the way to the chickens and steal the chickens. The problem, however, is Kanavi's going to be there. There's mid lane push. I get Mazel. This is a game.
Hello. Yeah.
This is going to be a game. I mean, Jiejie can kill this quite quickly. One more Q in the set. He's okay. He's got it. All right. Level 5. Kanavi is forced out of the top side of the map again.
On ward.
They want this mid lane die.
Oh, Shockwave. Hey, as you said, there's a reason why it's Rookie's most played in his lengthy career. He's getting Creme in a lot of trouble early. I mean, the CS differentials alone across top, across mid now favoring IG. As Meiko looking for an exit strategy, gonna try to get away. Gets publicly executed by 369, though he has a team behind him. And that execution will be stayed, as now Kanavi's the one in trouble. Void Seeker from distance, but JackeyLove is now here. Big spiraling despair, dead. Cannot get closer to his team. He cannot escape. The bubble will trap him, and his life will be forfeit to JackeyLove.
The slow from that Hui armor is just so impeding. Jiejie also can't really do anything. Yeah, even if he had more movement speed, he would have been killing the rest of his team. So kind of would have had to have sacked his life anyway. And it's an overcommit from IG. Looking for a bit more. They could actually chew off and Top Esports punish them. That's the point in this matchup where things are a little bit weird, right? Like, if 369 can maybe find a window to like kill the Maiden and then eventually get on top of TheShy, this 1v1 looks okay. But otherwise, again, it's very skill matchup-y, it's very 50-50, but most of the time, Meiko should be able to stabilize. If Jiejie got that skull crab there, that would have felt quite good for him. It would have actually maybe catapulted him to level 6 off the back of Raptors once he goes down there, which I assume he will before the grubs. Maybe he looks for an invade. It's one of those weird games. It's hard to predict what our jungler's going to do in this one.
I think
7.5 minutes.
Will be pretty easy here in about 25 seconds, though, with the grubs coming up. At least we know where they're going to be. As another electrocute proc does coming through. Gala loses about half his health, will have to pop some of the healing here. I think one of the biscuits at least. But reset from Kanavi. And as he does, maybe a little bit of adaptation. We got some pings from IG towards that dragon. We did see that, JackeyLove's mad that you're backing with his signature. He knows. It's the bat signal for him. He just has a killer instinct.
Yeah. Well, this crank pick is not paying off, Mazel.
No, you don't like it?
Off. Not so far. But look, at the end of the day, even though there is a 3-level difference between Meiko and Crisp, and that might be the largest support XP lead at this timer I think I've seen in a long time. I'm not going to say ever. One hook. That's my point. One hook, Mazel. That's all it takes. Okay. And then Blitzcrank. It pays.
Whoa!
Oh, Kanavi.
A little bit wide there, Kanavi. Pilot his way into the pick. The impale,
wow.
The public execution, the combo. They grab these two first and foremost, and they are paying off with it now. TheShy gonna get ran down potentially, but is pretty tanky. Has all the little minions too, so they'll back off in the end. Movement from Rookie means the dragon maybe a little bit dicey here. On Vision, though, is Rookie, so they're going to continue to start it up. They could have moved from 369, so Kanavi will just solo this objective out.
I've got to say, I feel a little bit sorry for Jiejie there. The hitbox was very forgiving on that impale. A little bit of high ground, low ground made that look worse than it was, perhaps. Either way, gets picked off and it will get them dragon. It's going to be traded for the grubs on the top side. Kanavi's not going to find the jungle camp here. Going to have to just settle for the skull crit, just neutral territory. IG though, 3 grubs when you've got a Yorick. Does feel okay. But again,
man, I missed double spot of grubs.
I do too, man. I do too. But you know.
I feel like teams are, like, obviously it's like literally first day of the patch, and teams did not really get a chance to practice it very much, as both these teams literally played 2 days ago. Getting the difference in the timers is really important, and now JackeyLove getting his timer to get out of mid lane. But it feels like we're seeing teams kind of be willing to give those 3 grubs, even though they realize how powerful it is. And it really is powerful, especially to get those minds right with the changes they made through that. Is Kanavi going to steal away the camp that he came for earlier? This time he'll be up there this way. Is a little bit of an even state here, about 2,000 gold lead for top esports. But when we look at the state of things and the scaling that can come online for IG, I think there are some possibilities there. As speaking of, maybe not anymore for TheShy. He does get out there with his flash. Tidal wave coming in as well. Meiko has made his entrance here. JackeyLove going to get tagged by the Swirl Seed. Kanavi getting a little bit lower. Void Seeker going to hit. Gala can't really find a way in. Rookie trying to spare. Plus, Severing Bolt. And the Arcade Comic gets the kill. The thumbs up to the solo bolo to Creme.
Fair play, Creme. Now, whilst Rookie can certainly have the better end of the stick inside the laning phase, the range of weight certainly makes things very awkward in the side lane. And Gala is finding out how powerful this 301 Lucian is. The Essence Reaver already in tow. I imagine JackeyLove is actually going to be on curve for a very early second item. I assume it's going to be rapid fire cannon. But he gets clipped here by the EQ. Ult connects, and then the Q comes back off cooldown. QW, passive proc, and the passive proc, I think, procs Comet. Very, very cute. As, well, TheShy.
Yeah, he was getting some good damage, though, on the 369. Okay. He heals a lot. Maiden is taken away as he's going to get dashed onto. Heal is not nearly enough, and 369 claims his life as now Jiejie go for the play on the top side. He's going to put him to sleep. Somebody grab him. No, Meiko! Didn't end up getting Creme, and Creme will flash away from that play. They're going to try to get some turret plates on top side. A little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, just very unfortunate. He ended up getting rooted by the Hui W, so he couldn't move. Didn't want to flash either. So unfortunately, no hook connects.
Is it not worth it?
Onto Creme.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he's getting Creme's flash anyway.
Whoa.
Well, maybe he needs flash for
Nope. Oh, and Gala's going to pop his killer instinct to get out of there. As he does dodge out of the tidal wave. Now Jiejie is overextended. And IG are falling through. It's like watching some dominoes on a table fall apart. Some emos coming out. Top Esports are starting to feel themselves here in game number 3. And game 1 may be a far cry from what IG are representing now in the last 2.
Goodness me. That
Jiejie's having a stinker.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... It's not just Jiejie either. Like, Meiko is also... you know, we might require a deodorant.
Level 5.
Yeah.
He is 3 levels under Crisp. I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's stayed the same for the last 7 minutes. He was level 3.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it's not great. My question is why? Why did he walk out of the booth? Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Happens.
And just the fantastic spacing from JackeyLove.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
On the Lilia Q.
JackeyLove quietly 5-0-2. Pretty gossip for himself on the Lucian. Yeah, little yawn action coming in. It's almost 8:30 in the morning for me. It's how Meiko is gonna kick. He's never gonna hit level 6. He's just never gonna hit it.
Hold on.
Lullaby is there. Shockwave misses again. It's so funny. I talk about Rookie on his classic Oriana, but now IG's still finding a little bit of a fight. Gala overextending himself into a 1v3. Gala. We can say his name all we want, but it's not going to make him play better. And IG, they're falling asleep at the wheel. Maybe they're just as tired as I am.
I think they are. And it's a bit tragic to watch.
TheShy. It take us like an hour to get into the first game, so you know.
That is true. I think dare I say, when the team needs him the most. Oh no.
Oh, the solo. Come on, 369. This has been the ultimate pain point. TP coming in. Rookie gonna come save his life at 369. Gonna go through and almost kill Rookie. Does end up getting 586 gold for killing 369. And now TP back on the bot side by Creme to answer Rookie's push.
The work husband comes to the rescue. It's the only way. It's the only way I could see Top Esports winning this, losing this game, is they forget that TheShy exists, and he takes like 3 side lane towers. He's TP top. Okay, look at this. Yeah, tier 1. I wish that we had observed this. I really do, but obviously we just cast. That's 1.
Oh, he got spotted.
He got spotted. Yeah, that's tragic.
Not so sneaky. They forgot about him. He took the turret.
Yep. It's going to have to happen 1, 2, 3. Oh.
No way, dude. JackeyLove just has Meiko in his sights. And a headshot to the Blitzcrank. And that's Top Esports running away with this one. I mean, now they're almost 4,000 gold. Okay. Well, I'm just not going to speak. I don't think. Every time we talk about a player, it's wild. We just get the immediate pick onto them. Now Jiejie might look to go down for a 6th time. He's going to make it out alive because of Rookie's pressure in the end.
Fortunate that the Impale was on cooldown. It literally came up as Kanavi had to start clicking backwards.
But JackeyLove just gave over a big shutdown.
Yeah. So. All right. Because we're both tired. This is just how this is. Though I've slept, you haven't, so you're definitely more tired than I.
Okay. No. Are we sure they're not tired too? Like, are we super sure? This is not necessarily the cleanest League of Legends we've ever seen. And now maybe a little bit of cleanliness coming through from Top Esports towards this top side. You can try to get a dive here with the wave.
that this champion could be the only way that we lose the game, but they're going to turn around and look to pick up the Herald. And I don't believe
All right, what were you going to say?
So JackeyLove has to do that about 3 more times.
Okay.
Right? He's got no flash. They're not going to look for Creme. And frankly, I don't think they are.
For Creme.
He's going to 1-for-1 this. Like, at least. Unless Gala shows up. It is just, don't do it. Do not do it. And you just heard the Herald go down, so now you have to go back to mid. Oh. Oh, no way.
Still hovering.
Oh.
They're still thinking about it. They're losing a tier 2. Creme overextended though, and he will give them the prize that they so seek.
Give it to Rookie, man. You are 0-5. Dude, what do you mean?
Oh,
awesome.
Jiejie dies to the turret shot, and now look at 369. He's gonna chase them down. Rookie's
out
mana. Oh my goodness, they're gonna split. Okay, 369 won't end up being able to take them out. The phase rush ends up getting Rookie away, but here comes the Rift Arrow play on a
Can he
bot
curve
side.
it? Oh my god!
Gets the turret
Oh,
here
Meiko!
too. Now he's thinking of Meiko. Oh, this is so bad. Jiejie and Meiko are 1-12 combined as a combination, which feels really bad for IG. And that's what I was worried about coming into this third game. I even said it in between. Is like, I really hope we get a good third game, because it definitely felt like IG were running out of steam in game 2. And we see a little bit more of that here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. This is a really bad death from Creme. But you know what it does do? It emboldens IG, and that's their problem. 369 kills the wave whilst killing Jiejie, and the tower shot helps him kill Jiejie. And then, of course, Rookie is able to separate himself, very fortunately, from 369. But there was a Herald play going on, which we're not going to catch in that replay, but it was very, very funny. Deep breath.
Yes.
It's only a 6k goal. I don't...
Yeah.
It can't get
at 20 minutes into the game.
Buddy. I won't hear your
Look at that
negativity.
player go on the left side of your screen.
Hey. No. Everyone close your left eye. Okay? Yeah, there you go. It's gone now. You can open it.
Nice. All right, I like it.
All right. Look.
But
there
hey,
is always...
I will say, just in all seriousness, like, Gala did put a lot of pressure on JackeyLove in that last series that these two teams faced off, and Gala was the better ADC. The fact that it's Lucian game 3 for JackeyLove, the last genius ADC in the LPL here, and now it's a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Hey, look. All right.
Yes.
Do you know who else is putting a lot of pressure on Gala? Meiko. That's his putting
I would say that is true.
Atacard's going to be secured. Check. Hui has no flash and TheShy's meeting him, but he doesn't have hull break yet, so this wave is it's going to be gone after another QE. Meiko's threatening over the wall, but all Creme has to do is kind of hug the top side, and now that he's got Chris with him,
He's still
shouldn't be an issue. Okay.
He's gonna get the fight dust. Oh man, he's 0-7.
Yeah.
Well, we can't talk about the benefits this is for top esports though. They are picking up the slack where IG are dropping it for sure. They're gonna try to get a play on the 369 up here.
He's gonna.
Last time.
He might win.
Last time on trying to 1v2. Oh, feels a little bad. You hear the crowd and the smile from TheShy. He's like, oh man, we tried. Kanavi's gonna steal away the red buff though on the other side of the map, although Rookie and Meiko are coming over to try to dissuade him from doing so. It is gonna be stolen from him. And Rookie now getting engaged on potentially the double impale. No, only going to hit one because the flash came out. The bubble not going to connect either on the other side of it. But JackeyLove's on 3 items now. More rich than anybody in the game by a country mile. And almost over 2,000 gold up from anybody on IG.
Okay, Jiejie has flash.
He does.
Big flash lead. Into a shot.
Okay.
And the game is safe.
All right. Deal. That's all they need.
Deal?
Maybe it's Meiko.
Hold on. Creme.
Maybe
Creme
it's
the hook.
Maybelline.
Hey.
They get him. Tidal Wave coming in. They still haven't killed.
Oh,
Creme
there it
finally
is. There
goes
it
down.
is. There
Jiejie
it
goes
is.
for the flash. Play goes golden. Nobody can follow up, though. And now he's left by himself. JackeyLove going to look for more. It's been a double kill going the way of Top Esports now as 369 is looking for more. He wants a quadra kill, too. Can't chase down TheShy, and it'll just be a triple. But they'll turn back to the Dragon, and this will be sole point for Top Esports.
And the game's probably over. Hey, look, to be fair, they achieved like half of that prophecy, right? You know, there was a good flash sleep.
The tablet was broken in half. They could only see half of it, so you know they could only follow the prophecy the way they saw it.
Yeah. They, no, better yet, they didn't have a Dr. Baker to... Huh? No, I just finished that game. Those who know. Good flash hook onto Creme. The flash, you know, sleep as well. It's great. It's onto JackeyLove. The problem is Rookie is in no position to follow up. Gala does Killer Instinct to the back line. Even if he did, I'm going to be honest, would have died. Yeah, and TheShy can't really provide too much here in this team fight. That's just how that is. And now without the flash available to Jiejie, we're kind of back to just relying on Meiko for hooks. And frankly, Meiko hasn't been super reliable for much this game.
Yeah.
With the exception, of course, of...
He's still level 8.
Yeah.
I know he's close. Like, I realize that, right? But still, he's still level 8.
Yeah.
Technically. That's just wild. We're 20, we're 24. Maybe this is it? We're getting closer. Maybe.
We're still
Maybe
waiting.
the moment. Yeah, we're still waiting. We're still waiting. That boxing glove for Meiko. A little bit worn out at this point. And Tier 2 turret under siege now. Top Esports pushing into this top side jungle as well. There is Baron coming up in 15 seconds. Waiting to see if they want to go for that, if they want to try to go for the under tower play. They're trying to pick out Meiko, but Meiko's also trying to find their own picks. You grab Kanavi, it means your team dies. Potentially he's under turret, the impale coming through, tidal wave on top. Kanavi is not the target you want to grab, and it comes back to fight IG. Big moment though as the shockwave comes through from Rookie, but he does not nearly have the damage to pick up the slack of his team. 369 is now looking for an angle too. Was waiting to see if he could catch out Rookie. Goes for the public execute. Still goes on top of him. Under turret. Okay, 369. Flex your muscles a little bit as Tier 2 will be the target for Top Esports.
Yeah, very unlucky in some ways for IG that off the back of that shockwave, I think Jiejie's Swell Seed, it only connected onto one of Crisp and JackeyLove, so he couldn't pull the trigger on both. And at that point, if you can't pull the trigger on both, it feels very risky to pull the trigger at all. We'll get a replay and we'll get confirmation. Maybe it hit Creme. I'm actually too sure. But Meiko, he finds the hook. The problem is Kanavi has 4,000 HP. And yeah, brings Jiejie in. The stasis is good, but the problem is he then brings the ult in.
Despair to 4 people.
Yeah, there is no Swell Seed actually. And yeah, like you said, the Spiraling Despair rather hits onto 4 members, which then signifies that this fight is finished.
Oh my god. Just one pop shot from the 9-3 JackeyLove.
Okay. But Mazel. Look at the flash timers again.
Yes.
Time is a circle.
Jiejie
nearly has flash.
That's what they say.
If he can.
He almost has Zonya's back up too.
Big flash sleep into Zonya's. Into Rookie Shockwave. I know I proposed the same deal earlier, but I'm going to ask if you want to sign the contract. Are you down?
I'm out,
no.
bro. I'm out.
No. Okay.
I think I'm about to find out why. Gala all by himself tries to go invis, goes with the flash. The flash play, though, responded to by Kanavi. And JackeyLove will get the better of Gala in this series. And Top Esports, they can do no wrong here, it feels. 8,000 gold up. They're pushing now over onto Meiko at 369 to try to catch him out. He's going to play Ring Around the Rosie with 369. Slowly but surely try to make his way out. Did they lose about half his health in the mid lane? Dragon is coming up in 50 seconds. Meiko He's still going.
He's surrounded on all.
Look at him. Look at this little devil.
My.
Oh my God. Okay, he finally got tagged. He didn't actually get tagged for the longest time there, but he finally falls. And that'll be a reset coming through for a couple members of Top Esports before this dragon setup. It'll be a soul of a mountain soul for Top.
25 seconds on that. Jiejie and Rookie on the prowl. But no one's on this side lane. They're moving mid. Or perhaps a back. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Bring up the
flash
shy.
over the wall, do it. Flash, he flashed. Did he? Did he make it?
No, he just didn't go over the wall.
Yo, guys.
No. It feels bad because it was so hype in the first 2 games as well.
What point?
Unfortunately, this
At
game
what point
number 3 is bad.
At what point do we just lose in peace? You know?
Yeah.
Shout out.
It feels pretty bad.
Was it
but,
Darbot?
But I think that's where we could focus on Top Esports a little bit more because this is a team that has the expectations to try to go back-to-back. In Split 1, they were dominant. They ended up beating AL. They ended up going to first stand and disappointing the entirety of the LPL community. But then they come back and it's almost like nothing went wrong. Nothing was changed. The domestic dominance that we knew of Top Esports has been ever present. That one loss, that series loss to IG at the beginning of Group Ascend, it's a little blip on the radar, it feels like. But now they were pushed the distance against IG yet again. But in Game 2, they found really good win conditions, played towards them. Game 3, they have complete control. And speaking of that, they're going to grip that control straight to the neck of IG and snap them right where they stand. As Gala is all by himself. Blast on. Don't use my skin against me. I will put you down with a double pot shot. That's a double kill for the genius of JackeyLove.
They're going to go for more. But I don't think they're going to be able to find TheShy. But that bubble, it's going to force
Chris
a flash.
was like, my ADC is popping off, let me pop off too. Unfortunately, he did have the flash on the other side, but now TheShy still being ran down, and it should be Top Esports getting some inhib damage, some permanent damage done to IG's base of Rookie. Just trying to walk away from things as top lane also to 369. Maybe not going to get the turret just yet, but we'll get very close.
Yo, how much, Meiko is 0 and 11. How much gold do you think he's worth?
It's a great question.
Because, you know, they changed the, for the first time ever, and it really threw me off. They changed the amount of, like, value kills are worth, right? But at 0 and 11,
50 gold.
Are we saying more or less than this Grom? How much is 90, right?
80.
More or less than Grom?
Less.
Less? Do we think
so.
less?
Yeah,
all right, we have to keep our eyes open. Meiko
but
is
then the
certainly going
bounties
to die
that
by
you
himself.
get are ridiculous, you know. So then you have to think the counter argument. What do they get if they kill? So that's Top Esports starting to be fair, and 10,000 gold up, Mountain Soul secured, everything going their way, and just a matter of time it feels like until a 10-1 Top Esports continue to make the push to top 4 in Group Ascent.
One last push should be all it takes. This is yeah, this has been a shellacking, hasn't it?
Yep.
Not even close. Go on, Meiko, give us one more death, but like a fun one.
You hit the 0-12 power spike on Blitzcrank?
Yeah, this is
Oh, Jiejie.
Oh!
I mean, yeah, this is
the
Tengu jab, man. Top Esports know what is coming, and it is a 2-1 victory over IG. Remember, the only loss, that stain on the record that stands there for Top Esports right now, it is IG that has taken that win, but they will not find promise against a against a developed Top Esports team as they look for continued domestic dominance against this Shinobi War partner in IG. And they're just taking names here. Jiejie going down low, but the Nexus turret's still there. They need to focus down on what the actual objectives are here. As Jiejie looking for a re-engage. Kanavi forced to flash, and now Rookie's looking for more. Oh, they're going to try to finish it now. 369 going for the auto attacks on the Nexus. He's dodging, he's weaving. Rookie's trying to buy time, but IG will fall to the might of the tippy top and to the might of Top Esports as a 2-1 victory for the Kings of the LPL.
It wasn't pretty. And I'm not saying it wasn't pretty for Top Esports. But they got the job done in the end. And hey, they were able to find that win on red side, right? That was the big question based on how those first 2 games went. But they're able to secure that victory in the end. And I think, honestly, in thanks to IG.
Yeah.
And the efforts of Meiko and Jiejie. So give a round of applause to the 6th or 7th man of Top Esports in that game number 3. But hey, at the end of the day, they did what they had to do to close out, right? Most importantly, they kept it as clean as you could really make a messy game like that.
Yeah.
And didn't really make too many mistakes when it's all said and done.
And that
is kind of what we need to expect from them. Yeah!
Love to see it.
I was kind of surprised we went that direction, but also, it is JackeyLove, right? And Meiko, of course, no slouch on that champ either. We would see him on that quite a few times in the meta that was a little bit too everlasting.
We got the full circle though, Jamada. We got so again, I talked about it so much throughout the series, but in that first iteration when IG won, it was game 3, Rookie putting Creme down, honestly, to be frank, and Gala having an incredible series. Get Gala across all 3 games in that first meeting went 20-4 across all 3 games, which was really, really impressive. And then now turning around, yes, a little bit of redemption in game number 2, but game 3, holistically, Top Esports' favor off the back of performance from Creme, off the back of a performance from JackeyLove. So everything's starting to trend upwards and continue to trend upwards here for Top Esports as they go to 7 wins in a row now.
Not a bad record, is it? 10-1. And I think as the split continues to unfold, the likelihood of these guys just finishing first place feels all the more likely. Of course, they still have quite a few
got a lot of games
left, of course. They've got, I think, 7, right? So that sounds about right. 7.
Yep.
Still got a lot of other top contenders near them. AL is their next series. Actually, that's tomorrow, isn't it? They play AL tomorrow. I want to say I don't think it's the day after.
It is tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow night.
Yeah, so that'll be their big, that's the 6-point game, as they say in football here. They need to win that to kind of lock it off. And if they do, that holds off AL at 8 wins and brings them up to 11. And that should be all but pretty much security, barring, a pretty big wheels off the train situation from them.
True.
Decent night overall for Top Esports.
Not too shabby. And at least they finish positively. Still think that game number 1 has some question marks there for sure, but
definitely
still showing that they are one of the teams to be threatening and be thinking about moving on in those playoffs and not having to play in the play-in. But IG, I don't know, man. That last game, it was a toughie. And it feels bad to see it kind of fall apart like that. I think game 2, they felt a lot more confident, but game 3 felt tough.
Yeah, in this weird way, I don't want to reduce this series in a negative light, but at the same time, game 1, this is the thing, going back to what we said at the start of the day for Top Esports, right? They are 10-1. They are obviously a very, very good team. But sometimes it's just weird. Look at the content of this series, right? The way that they lost in game number 1, the apprehension around game 2, and then game 3, you could say arguably IG kind of gave them this series.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They're still probably going to come first place. And there are certainly teams that could contest them. But man, I don't think I've cast a stranger series than this one, this year at the very least. If not in my time on the LPL. But still, 10-1. Good looks, and we're waiting for the MVP, which I'm curious about. I'm kind of unsure
who
ends
thinking?
up I mean,
I think it's got to be JackeyLove.
they're just gonna give it to JackeyLove. Yeah. If
He popped off, man. The guy deserves
he
it.
did. There's actually, I think to an analyst's eye, it should probably be Kanavi. But I think because JackeyLove dealt the most damage and had the most kills, the MVP vote is gonna go to him. But
like that fight in the bot side towards the end where he gets the Lightbringer shot on both of them and gets the double kill, like that kind of that's just cinematic genius right there.
I agree, but Kanavi actually made the plays that were important.
Nah, he's a starter. Don't worry. Nah.
True. He's just playing Skarner at the end of the day. Do you know who? Actually, I've got another shoe-in for MVP for top esports. Do you want to hear it, or should I keep it to myself?
Sure. Why not? Let's hear it.
I think maybe Meiko. Meiko might have a pretty good shout here for MVP.
I knew it was coming.
I think there's a very strong chance that it's him. You know,
that was
one
of the biggest support diffs I've seen in a long time. And it's Crisp and Meiko. Like, these two guys are perennially some of the best supports in the league.
All I'm saying is if
should he have
Meiko
gone with the what did he hover instead of the Blitzcrank?
The Rakan.
The Rakan, should he have gone for the
And the
Rakan
answer is
instead?
yes. It's just yeah.
You like the Blitzcrank? Come on.
If it's not, look, I like the
If it's not
Blitzcrank
0-12.
until I saw how it got bloody piloted. Right? Hell, there's even an argument that maybe Meiko should have just taken away the Nami, right? Like, genuinely, just maybe should have taken away the Nami, and then just gone, all right, play the Milio, and we'll deal with it. But no, alas, here we are, not in that situation, and goes for the more volatile pick. And this is the game state that we end up in, unfortunately.
So do you have any thoughts for Top Esports going to AL tomorrow? As that will be their next opponent before we get to MVP?
If they play like this tomorrow, AL is going to wipe them. Unless AL, you know,